Hi, I'm Connor Wilson, and welcome to another gear review from LaxAllStars.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Nike Lakota head. This is a high school legal head. It's been out for a year or two, but it's very popular, so we thought we'd take a look, tell you what we thought about it. First off, you're going to notice the appearance of the head. It's got pretty big cutaways. It's clearly offset, so I think this makes it pretty attractive to people. Comes in a number of different colors, and let's face it, it's got that swoosh on it, right? People love the Nike swoosh. So for appearance, I mean, right out of the box, looking at it on a store shelf, 2 out of 2. It's a good looking piece of equipment, and I think it's attractive. When you look at stringing, you've got a bunch of different holes up along the scoop. You have a ton of sidewall holes. As you can see, I use the vast majority of them. The only knock on the stringing is that when you get to the bottom of the throat, those holes are a little bit small, so it makes it really tough to get traditional leathers through there. So you got to knock them off half a point, 1.5 out of 2. Now when you talk about stiffness, this is a pretty stiff head. It doesn't have a ton of flex to it. You know, it doesn't give one way or the other too much. It's pretty good, and it's not the stiffest head in the world. I don't even think it's the strongest head in the world, but it's good. It's decent. It feels pretty solid in your hands. It's not going to go anywhere. So while it's not a standout in that category, 1.5 out of 2, it's got some good stiffness and character to the head. It's got some good integrity. Now when it comes to durability, it's pretty tough. I've definitely given it my fair share of abuse, and it's held up well. It's held up well. I can't say that it hasn't. One issue with it though is if you take face-offs, I would not buy this head, or if you throw a lot of big slap and poke checks where you bend the head a lot, because as the head does start to kind of bend, because of how stiff it is, it kind of keeps that shape because it doesn't flex back to where you're going. So durability, again, it's pretty tough. It can take a beating, but because when it bends, it can stay bent and won't bend back, you got to knock it off in the durability category, half a point, 1.5 out of 2. When we get to value, value is important, obviously. And the Lakota head for a high school head is reasonably priced at around $75 in most places. Comparable heads are going to run you between $60 and probably $100. So it is on the lower end of that range. When I look back at the issue of the durability and how it can warp and doesn't bend back, that gives me some concern, but overall I think it's a pretty high quality product. And for being $75, which is only 15 above kind of that minimum elite level threshold pricing point, you got to give it 1.5 out of 2 for value. It's a good buy. Maybe not a great buy, but it's a very good buy. People will see, you know, clearly it's got that further down offset. It's really good for a high pocket. It's pretty narrow. The way I string it, I like kind of more of a mid-low pocket, and where the ball sits here, it's really in a very narrow portion of the throat. So overall I like it. I've been using it. I don't have any complaints other than maybe the warping factor. I don't love that about it. But other than that, I think it's a really solid product, and one you'll probably enjoy checking out. So for Lax All-Stars, we'll be back again soon with more gear reviews, keeping you informed. See you next time.